Alright guys, day 43. Did the slate fireplace. I really like how this rope stuff works as a trim. If you guys are having like odd angles and things like that, rope and things like that work great. I mean, it makes it so much easier to do trim on like weird objects, and it comes out so much nicer. But I did the slate. I got the grout right there. I'm about to throw some grout in there. I'm not gonna really go crazy with the grout. It just needs like a cup full of it. But yeah, I just did the trim with the rope. Slate came out awesome. Yeah, the rope just makes it look a lot nicer. I mean, it looked nice without it, but the rope covers up the hardy backer. So yeah, really like how that came out. Also, so the solar is done, totally done. I was able to get rid of 5 feet of the MC4 cord. I went through the roof. I also did rope trims like I told you guys I was gonna do. I'm using all that rope. I used all of it. I have to go get more. But I'm doing like rope trims like that also down the corners of the walls. So it just gives it a better look. I'm going for that, like, you know, outback, like rustic, not even like, you know, like that's why this whole build has been looking like this. That's the type of look that I'm going for. So some people might not like it, but I'm not going for like a perfectly straight edge, razor sharp, everything like, you know, shiny. I'm not going for that. I'm going for like hand built, rustic, you know, barnyard type of look. So, but I was able to put that wall back up there. So the wall is up, the solar is done. This is a 12-volt mason jar light. I'm just waiting on the light. I also built the rack for above the kitchen. So I'm gonna put the recessed puck lighting in there. I'm just waiting on them to come in the mail. I also trimmed it out with the rope all the way around the top. It's got Christmas, solar power Christmas lights on there, back there. So it's lightweight. It's just meant to hold like random little things like that. But I didn't want to do like a monstrosity where it was like from the front to the back of the bus. I just wanted something that I can put like 4 puck lights on there, so they would shine on my kitchen area and have just a little area for storage. So I use the planks. Just gotta do a couple other things. I just finished it. So yeah, put the rope on top of there, put some mason jars in there with some matches for my lanterns. Yeah, so I did that. Back area, starting to cut these things up into sections. They're just tied like that because I have to take them off when I get all the sections cut, and I have to bring them to get sewn. So that's going on. Done with this, about to start cleaning it up. Fireplace is about to come in now that it's it can be set down and not have to be moved again because it's really heavy. I can't move it by myself. So that's gonna come in here tomorrow. Got the chimney sitting here waiting for it. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm doing all the little stuff now that actually starts to make it look like a bus. I've been buying like mats and dishes and different random stuff. I bought a cooler in here so I can store like whatever. Even though I have a water tank, I'm still gonna want a cooler, so I just picked that up. And yeah, I'm gonna start filling it up with finishing the trim work and making it look nice and doing things like this. And then start filling it up with food and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't have too much left. I have someone in my family is sewing the couch cushions for me. So they'll be laying on top of here, but you won't be able to see any of this, but they're gonna be really nice because the person that's doing it knows how to sew really good. So I picked out fabric for that, so that should be done this week. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, guys. So the solar is done. It's permanently on now. Everything's running good on there, so I don't have to mess with the roof anymore. The junction box is all die-core sealed up. I used a 1-inch hole saw, went through the ceiling. I used those rubber grommets to protect the wire as it goes through the 2 things of sheet metal. I adhesive those in place so they won't ever come out, and then the wire will be safe. And then yeah, I was able to get rid of some of the cord. The junction box came out great with the 1-inch hole saw. It tightly fit inside there. I had to, like, you know, wobble it back and forth, and it sucked it right in there. And then I die-cord the hell out of it so it won't get any water. And I also plugged the hole that the wires go into, so everything is completely sealed. Now I started to trim out this box too. I just started to do trim on there. The box is nothing fancy, you guys know that, it's just a box. Got to start cleaning this up. I threw out a lot of that wood, but yeah, so that's what I'm doing. The fireplace is going to be done. That'll be finished being built tomorrow. That will knock one more big, that's a big thing right there. That's another, one of the last of the big items. So that'll be done tomorrow, finally. So yeah, outside of the bus is completely done. Fireplace will be done. After that, I mean, I'm pretty much done, except trim work and a whole bunch of like little random stuff, but I can leave after that. Once I get that fireplace in, and start packing this stuff up, and I can leave. So that's what I'm doing right now. This is in, this is rock solid. This is not going anywhere. It's bolted with a whole bunch of, it's bolted to the wall, and it's got a whole bunch of these angle irons that I, fit in there. And that's not going anywhere. Everything is pretty much bolted down at this point. I'm just gonna start cleaning up, and that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm doing things like this, but I'm also doing like strapping things down. I'm going to the store and finding like whatever I can use that can be bolted in place, and then strap dishes down, and everything needs to be strapped down. So right now my TV is strapped down. It's on the thing, but it can no longer be pulled out. It's strapped. I have to bolt this couch down to the floor because it's not bolted right now. I can still move it. So that's going to be a thing I have to do before I leave, and just a lot of things like that. But mainly I'm just trying to work on storage that everything can be strapped down. So this fireplace, once it's in there, that rod will be, I'll use a mason bit to go through the stone, and it'll be bolted to the floor. And then those threaded rods will thread into that with lock washers and all of that stuff. And then those threaded rods will come up and they'll go through the bottom of the fireplace, not the bottom of the actual fireplace, but there's like mounting holes on it. So those will come up through the mounting holes, and it'll pin the fireplace to the floor, and then I'll just cut the extra off. So that will make it so the fireplace is stable and won't go anywhere. It'll be really tight on there. But yeah, guys, so I'm almost there. I mean, minus all the trim work and making everything look nice and fancy, I'm pretty much getting to the finishing point. I say the finishing point, I mean the finishing point to leave. Like I've said 100 times, this thing is gonna take months for me to finish. It's not decorated at all yet. It has none of my stuff in here. So once I get my stuff in here and I'm able to put up, decorations and do all that stuff on the road and pick things up as I travel, and cool things as I go along, then it'll start to look like a more of a homely bus. But that's another thing. I gotta finish the trim, but that's easy. I did all like the top parts, and most of the trim work is done at this point. I'm just gonna have to do the bottoms and the vertical up and down pieces that connect the seams. And then after that, I can do staining and painting when I'm on the road. But even like things like mats, I'm even Velcroing those to the hardwood floor. So those will be all Velcroed down. So they can't even slide around, or they can't bounce around. They can't do anything. They're gonna be Velcroed in place. So that's what I'm doing. And until the next time, guys, I'll give you the next video, maybe tomorrow, if I'm here, or the day after, whenever I decide to do this fireplace. It'll probably be tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.